All right, guys, welcome back to the Casuals presented by MF Media
This is your host, Carson Mueller.
and Michael Foltz.
Like how I said I was the host.
Yeah. Your hosts, Michael Foltz and Carson Mueller.
Normally you introduce me as the co-host, so I just thought I would take the spotlight real quick.
I usually do. I forgot. I
That's
have my
okay.
moments. I
It's
have
all
my
right.
moments.
I am a co-host, just as you are a co-host.
So today is Wednesday, October 20th, and hopefully this makes its way out tomorrow, October 21st. Um,
Hopefully.
yeah, who knows? Let's
Well,
let's go ahead and let's go ahead and get rolling.
first
Honestly,
thing, first thing, I put my little camera a lot higher up, so if it looks a little different,
yeah. I mean, we
just
can
how
just
I'm
see
rolling with it.
your whole fucking room right now.
Yeah, I know, and it's honestly a mess. So
Oh
apologies
no,
there
no, no,
too.
no. I would never say that.
Well, I said it for you, so you're welcome.
Yeah, we know. We can see is the
All
point
right,
here.
all right, go ahead,
All
Pastor.
right. So today's episode is gonna be a little shorter. We're just gonna jump into NCAA football and NFL. Okay, we got week 7 in the NCAA. Let's start it off with some of the big games. In my opinion, there were 3 big games this weekend. Obviously we could talk about Alabama just beating the shit out of Mississippi State or something, LSU upsetting Florida, but like those, in my opinion, aren't big games. Like they're not going to make waves. Um, let's talk about Kentucky at Georgia, though. I'm excited. I was excited about this matchup just because I wanted to see who Kentucky was.
Yeah, I was curious too because I mean they're in the SEC East too, so I was pretty excited to watch this game, and I was
Yeah,
hanging out with a diehard Kentucky fan during the game,
was that
and
CMOT?
yes, yeah, and
Nice.
he didn't expect to win, but he said just if they covered what Vegas said like the spread was, which I
You
already forgot
know,
what it was. What?
I was just about to ask.
I forgot. I think it was like 21 maybe. Either way, he said if they cover, then he would shave his head. And I don't know if they covered or not. I kind of forgot.
Let's find out because I'm interested.
Yeah, go ahead and look it
Bulldogs
up.
minus 21.5. They covered
It was 21 and a half, so he's got to shave
21
his
and a half.
head, man.
He's got to shave his head. Can we
Thousand
bring him on?
percent.
Can we bring him on to
Right
shave his head?
now?
No, not right now.
Oh,
But like,
that'd
can
be
we just bring him
sweet.
on to shave his head?
Yeah, I think he said he was just gonna buzz it, but
That's even better. I
yeah.
mean, we're doing it though. Like somebody, like we're gonna watch somebody do it. We're not gonna.
Yeah, he said he wasn't gonna go somewhere and get it done.
No,
He's just gonna have
he can get
someone.
it cleaned up at another time, but we're doing it on this podcast. That's happening. Tune in a
Yeah,
couple
I
weeks.
love that.
We'll get that rolling.
Yeah, anyway,
But
I mean they
30-13 Georgia, and it wasn't that Georgia wasn't impressive because they were. Um, the Georgia defense was exactly what they were.
yeah.
It was 30-6 most of the game, a garbage time TD on the final drive, allowed 243 yards total, including 75 on that final touchdown drive. So, I mean, in reality, we're looking at 30-6 and 175 yards.
Yeah, I mean
Like
it's
that,
just a
like that's a
dominant
great
defense.
game.
And
Yeah.
and Kentucky has a top three defense too. I mean,
Yeah.
don't sleep on that.
And in all honesty, like Kentucky held their own
I would say so
against
for the most part.
what I
Yeah.
would personally say is probably the national champ. Who's going to be the national champ? I cannot wait for Alabama, Georgia at some point, whether it's in the playoff or not. I mean, hopefully it is. Whether it's in the playoff or the SEC championship, I mean, it's going to be exciting to watch. That's going to be a fun matchup.
Yeah, they're my
There's going to
favorite
be
too to
a
win.
ton going on. Yeah, I mean, it. How can you say they're not? Is the real thing.
That's true.
But like I said, Kentucky was impressive.
Yeah, they were all right.
Yeah, I know. I think they slipped to like 16 or 15 or something like that in the AP poll, which I think it's a little far just because I'm not sure 100%. It might be 12 for all I know. But either way, they deserve to be where they are.
Yeah.
I think they'll end up being second place in the SEC East behind Georgia. They're playing really
Bold.
good football. So, I mean, we'll see. They might have an Arkansas like collapse as well.
I don't know about all that, but
I don't know. I mean, I thought Arkansas was good, and then they played Alabama, and since then they've just crumbled.
how about
So,
Purdue absolutely manhandling Iowa, dude?
this is my favorite news and also my least favorite news from
I
college
fi
football this weekend.
I figured it would be, up there for
It
you.
it's tough because like it's awesome to see Iowa lose just because they should
Yeah.
have lost to Penn State, but it also just fucked Penn State. I mean, like Penn State still has a chance. They need to win out, which includes beating Ohio State at Ohio State, Michigan at home, and then I believe Michigan State has to come to Happy Valley as well. So
That's
like
tough.
those are three big teams right now. They're all top 10. Like that's gonna be a tough thing to pull off.
Hmm.
And then we have to probably play Iowa in the Big Ten championship. But if Penn State can pull all that off, they're in the playoff.
You think Penn State can make the playoff if they can
Oh
pull
yeah,
all that off?
yeah. A one loss Big Ten champ who beats Ohio State, Michigan State, and Iowa is going to be huge. I think that team definitely makes the 4 slot, if not the 3, depending on
Respect.
what Cincinnati and Oklahoma do.
Respect.
Um, but yeah, I mean, dude, this was just bad for Iowa at home. So like, I don't know what happened there.
I don't know what happened there either.
Purdue offense had 464 yards and only 1 turnover. Iowa's supposed to be the second best defense in the country by a mile.
Didn't show it, Mike. Didn't
No,
show it.
no,
It was pretty bad.
no. They played up to Penn State and competed well last week, and then just played down to Purdue this week and let them run all over them.
Yeah,
I mean, and the
they
thing
were
is, like Iowa's defense is great, but Iowa's offense is terrible. So if you're gonna let Purdue run this game like this, nothing you
yeah,
can do. You're gonna lose. I mean,
they
Purdue
dominated the whole game.
yeah.
The whole game.
I think they scored the first touchdown, and then
I
like
think so.
Purdue turned around and tied it like almost immediately, and then just went on a rampage.
Unreal.
Yeah, I mean, I have literally said definition of a trap game. Like this is exactly what that was.
That's facts.
Coming off the biggest win you're going to have all season, unless you win the Big Ten title, turn around, lose to an unranked team at home,
Big
which is
facts.
just
At home.
sad. Which is sad. Number 13, Ole Miss went on the road to Tennessee, went down to Knoxville. 31-26 final in Ole Miss's favor. And this shit got out of hand. Did you happen to catch this? It was the late night slot.
I did not, but the thing that I did catch was the whole golf ball landing on his foot or whatever
Yeah, I
happened.
mean, dude, this was so. Let me set the backstory for you. It's fourth and I want to say like 25, right? And Tennessee has the ball. Still 31-26. That's the score. They're pushing, right? It's a little over 2 minutes. And quarterback gets snap, steps, take a nice little 2-step drop, throws a dart over the middle. Kid catches it, gets up, and they showed about 8 different angles of this replay, and not a single one had him short of the first down. Not a single one.
And they didn't return it.
They spotted him a full yard behind the. They spotted him a full yard short, and did not overturn it. It was like he was diving for the spot, and they were trying to say that his knee was down early. It just wasn't. Like this was so bad. And then I'm not saying
Well,
Tennessee got robbed of the game because they didn't. I think Ole Miss would have, it would have been bend, don't break the whole way. And I don't think they score that touchdown. but Tennessee fans think otherwise. They
It's always tough.
lost their fucking minds, dude.
And like the best thing that's gonna happen is he's just gonna get a letter in the mail, probably saying like, sorry about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that I mean that's just a stab in the heart, honestly. Because you're like, oh, could have won the game. But now they're
Can you
gonna
guys tell that my
apologize
co-host is
afterwards.
can you guys tell that my co-host is a Lions fan? I don't know if it's been
I
made
don't know
abundantly
why
clear.
you always have to bring it back to being a Lions fan. Like,
You
can we just like
literally just quoted MCDC. Don't give me that bullshit. You literally just full blown quoted him right there.
all right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Shut the fuck up. You full blown quoted him and expected me not to notice.
I like MCDC, man.
I love him too. I love him. But you can't quote him word for word and expect me not to call you on your bullshit right there.
Move on, dude.
We're gonna
so
get a letter
annoying.
in the mail.
You're so
Yeah,
annoying.
he just said that 3 weeks ago. That just happened.
Yeah, he did. And guess what? He got that letter. And I bet you
course
he
he did.
cried.
Because it was terrible. Oh, so let's just list off some things that happened here.
Oh god.
They threw a golf ball at Lane Kiffin, hit him in the elbow.
Shit ton of beers and just shit being thrown on the field.
You've been to a South Carolina game before, right?
And
Obviously.
I went to one that like it was bad. Like they had to stop the game. We were throwing so much shit on the field.
Really?
Oh yeah. We as in fans. I wasn't close enough to throw anything, but people were getting arrested and shit.
I figured you'd be able to throw it right over.
You know, I got that arm, but you know, that's besides the point. Anyway,
I don't think you caught that one, but you know.
Was it another Lions reference? Because no,
it was a Little League reference.
I
said you got the arm to throw it over. Yeah. But I don't think you caught it.
You're still really funny. Catch it. Hey, you're on a roll. Keep it going.
You're so pissed. So we've both been to South Carolina games where they've thrown some stuff on the field. And yeah, it's gotten that bad. But this was a whole nother level, in my opinion. Like trash and stuff. They had to clear the cheerleaders and the band off the field before they could resume play after this play happened.
That's brutal.
During post-game interview on the field, golf ball gets chucked at Lane Kiffin right at his elbow. Picks it up, holds on to it, showing it off to all the fans. He's walking out of the stadium surrounded by 2 security guards. Dip spitter comes down. Just you see a water bottle, but so the camera angle originally was like from the press box looking down on him. So all you saw was a water bottle. Then there was a camera in front of him that was facing him, and you could see that it was just a brown. Just a brown
That's
bottle.
So gross.
Like, that's so bad.
It's disrespectful.
He tried to catch it, and then he like tries to catch it. It falls at his feet. He takes his visor, throws it up into the stands. Like Lane Kiffin was just feeding off this shit. It was insane, man. Oh, speaking of awesome, speaking of crazy head coaches, Coach O.
Yeah, what happened over there?
Coach O beat ranked Florida. Big homestand, and he's out. He will no longer be the coach of LSU after this season. We won't be able to hear a "Go Tigers." You know what I mean? Like there just won't be another one.
I don't get it though. Like why?
This was off of TikTok. I didn't read into it too much, but we're gonna make some allegations. I don't care.
Okay.
Apparently got divorced about 6 weeks after winning the Natty. And then turned around and just started hitting on anything that walked.
Oh, God.
Apparently, he was bringing women and their kids around the team. Like, bringing women to practice and then having their kids run drills with the team.
What the hell?
There was even a story that broke that apparently he hit on this woman and she was like, I'm pregnant and married. And he was like, why is that matter? Turns out it was like an official at the school at LSU It was his wife.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if
So
this is
that
all
might,
true,
if this is all true, it big if true. If this is true, this is why he got fired. But
absolutely. Yeah.
did it actually happen? The world may never know. The world may never know.
Seems pretty random to be completely, false,
Apparently this has been going on since the off season. Just nobody
Uh,
really noticed.
hmm.
But yeah, so that closes out the college football games and little news. Let's cover the AP top 10 real quick. Number 1, Georgia. Duh.
Yeah.
Number 2, Cincinnati. Duh. Number 3, Oklahoma. I originally, if you told me, if I hadn't known what was going on at Oklahoma, I would have been like, what the hell are they doing at 3? But Spencer Rattler's out and
Yeah.
Caleb Williams is in. And he is so much better. He is so good. They pummeled whoever they just played. I don't even remember who it was. They just
I
railed him.
forgot.
I
I don't
forgot.
know.
I forgot. They just railed
But
him.
I like where they are at 3.
Yeah, I like him at 3, especially because everybody else below this. Michigan is 6-0, but like nobody else. Yeah, 9-10. Oklahoma State and Michigan State are 8-9, and they're undefeated. But like Oklahoma just had a little bit better schedule. Alabama, 6-1. Alabama is number 4.
I like that.
I still don't agree that Alabama should be over Ohio State or Penn State just because of each team's loss.
I see where you're coming from, but I
Like
don't
I'm
know.
not I'm
I
not
just
gonna
think
say they
Alabama's
haven't
still the better
crushed.
football team.
Yeah, I'm not saying they aren't. I'm more saying that if we're strictly going off schedule and everything, they shouldn't be where they are.
Well,
Like their highest quality win is against number 12 Ole Miss, but their loss is to the now 17 team in the nation, Texas A&M, but they were unranked. They're only 17 because they beat Alabama.
you're
Like
right.
I just think, and I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna come down to Ohio State and Penn State. Ohio State at 5. Their highest quality win. I mean, they're all unranked and still unranked. So you can't make a defense there. But their loss is to 10, then 12 Oregon. Like that's a competitive loss.
You're right.
Um, and same thing with Penn State is Iowa. The Iowa loss is looking worse now, but like you know they're 11 now. They were 3. Like it's still you lose to number 3 in the 3 team in the country. You shouldn't drop down to 6 when you were the number 4. Like it was a tough game and it was 23-20. It wasn't like they got blown out either. So I mean it's kind of tough. I mean they have 2 really good wins too. 18, then 22 Auburn, unranked, but was 12 and we played them at Wisconsin. Like those are 2 really good wins too. I think they should be the 4, maybe the 5, just because of the records and stuff. I think it's tough to say, hey, Alabama and the, unranked loss gets to stay at 4. That's my only argument. I think if we're just looking at schedule, I'm not totally opposed though.
So
Um,
you don't like Michigan at 6?
I do not,
Hmm.
dude. They've played West. So here's their 6 wins: Western Michigan, Washington, Northern Illinois, Northern Illinois. I'm reading it, guys. Sorry.
Unbelievable.
Rutgers, Wisconsin, Nebraska. Like they just haven't played anybody in 6 games. So it's kind of tough to be like, hey, you guys are 6. You guys are 6-0 with those 6 wins. So you get to be number 5. I mean, number 6. But we're going to go back down to Oklahoma State, which has a ranked win against Baylor, and Michigan State, who has a ranked win against Miami at the time. And we're going to say they have weaker schedules than Michigan, so that Michigan gets to stay at that spot. There are definitely moments where name brand recognition plays too much of a role in these rankings. And the cool thing
Absolutely.
is none of this shit matters because we have to finish the season and it only matters what the college football playoff committee says. So the AP can keep voting all they want, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to what the committee says.
Exactly. Which,
And which
which is
brings
why
me
I
into the
have no
point.
issue with any of these
Yeah.
rankings.
Yeah. I mean, I don't agree with them, but at the same time, it's like, who cares? But that does bring me to the point of Oklahoma State is sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Good win over Baylor, and they're 6-0. They're kind of cruising right now. I think they're a sneaky pick to just kind of slowly slide themselves in. I didn't look at their schedule ahead, but I wouldn't be surprised if they had like Oklahoma at some point, maybe at the end of the season, kind of like a Clemson USC matchup type thing.
Probably. Yeah.
So like if they can pull off a win there, or they have another big win coming up, they can sneak in to this 4 easily. So we'll see. We'll
They
see.
probably do, because doesn't Michigan and Michigan State play last game too?
Well, Michigan and Michigan State are both in the Big Ten.
Right.
I think
Okay.
Oklahoma. I'm pretty sure. I kind of like regret saying that like that because I'm pretty sure Oklahoma State is also in the Big 12 with Oklahoma.
Then yeah, they will play.
So I'm sure they play.
Yeah.
But that'll be a really good game. They're my sneaky little sneak in pick. You know what I mean?
Sneaky little
might
sneak in pick.
sneaky little sneak in. They might squeeze their way in to the playoff. Who knows?
It's a t-shirt.
Oh,
Sneaky
yeah.
little sneak in.
Sneaky little sneak in with an Oklahoma State logo on it. We can make those. It's not a copyright issue.
I don't know.
Oregon at 10, Michigan State at 9. Like I already said about Michigan State. The cool thing is Michigan, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Penn State all have to play each other.
Yeah,
So
that'll get interesting.
sure, does the Big Ten have 4 teams in the top 10? Yeah, it's awesome, but who cares? Because they have to play each other, and we got to figure out where they're going from there. Okay.
Factuals.
All right, let's go ahead and move into NFL review. So let's start with our teams. I'll start first. You can talk your shit. It's whatever. Aaron Rodgers. And I haven't slept well since the game.
So good, dude. It's just so good.
He gives me fucking nightmares. Nightmares, dude. Nightmares. I wake up and I go, today's the day. We're going to beat him. And then all of a sudden,
right on cue, Joe.
Sorry, go ahead.
you're 0-6. I hate Aaron Rodgers, and I'm so glad he's going to Pittsburgh next year. But here's the deal. The offense had its moments that give me some hope for the future. Khalil Herbert looked really good, rushed for over 100 yards. And I think he'll be the RB2 behind Demont. And then Demont's only got a couple years left, maybe 3, maybe 4 tops.
What, in his contract or his career?
Career.
Oh, he's not that old.
No. Before he starts to fade out, in my opinion. Before he starts to fade out. I mean, every running back does it. I mean, look at the Ravens. We'll get into that, but
yeah,
they got 3 dudes who we all thought were done, but were legit at one point.
100%.
So I think that Herbert is the guy coming up. I mean, rookie season, first start, goes in, the only real running back we had. I mean, we had whatever our 5th string is, I guess, or 4th string at this point. Came in and helped out, but like rushed for over 100 against a good Green Bay defense. Just all solid stuff.
Yeah, I like the way he ran the ball.
Yeah.
I wanted to pick him up in fantasy, but it was too late.
Fields had his moments. He had moments of good, he had moments of bad, for sure. The first I didn't agree with the first interception. Or I guess it was the only interception, right?
I think so, but a lot of people didn't agree with it either. So you're not the only one.
I mean, it should have been a free play. But at the same time, it's not like that was going to change the game. In my opinion.
Actually, I think he had 2 picks.
Yeah, he had the one that was in the back of the end zone that wasn't a pick, and I feel like he had another one.
That's what it was.
but I don't think so. I think he only had the one. And it shouldn't have been an interception. It was a free play. He knew it was a free play. It should have been. So it's kind of tough. I mean, it would have extended that drive and maybe we keep it a little more competitive and keep the offense on the field. I think the biggest thing for this game specifically, and we saw the way it worked out against the Raiders last week, was that when Fields is able to run the offense with comfort and able to move forward and keep the offense on the field for a decent time of possession, and I'm not looking for anything crazy. I'm not looking for him to occupy 8 minutes at a time. But if you can keep from going 3 and out pretty consistently, which he had his moments where we did, it just, especially against Aaron Rodgers, you got to keep your defense fresh. So for them to be on the field, make a big stop, and then you go 3 and out, and you got to go right back out there against Aaron Rodgers, who's ready to fire, it just makes the game tough. And I mean, we kept it kind of competitive to an extent. I mean, 24-14 isn't great, but when you consider the fact that we have a rookie quarterback, didn't have Demont, I mean, I feel pretty good about it. It's not great.
No, I agree with you.
It sucks to lose.
Well,
especially the Packers at home.
Do you still think you prefer Fields over Dalton?
100%.
Or even Foltz for that matter?
100%.
Okay.
100%. I think the offense is functioning so much better. I don't think Dalton does much different. Maybe it's a little closer, like 24-17, maybe 24-21, something like that. Like maybe he sneaks in an extra possession where we get a field goal. Maybe he sneaks in an extra possession where we get a touchdown, like something like that. But at the same time, I'd rather Fields get reps and keep pushing. Like I've already made it very clear from the get. This is not our year.
Mm-mm.
So this is the beginning of our stuff. So I feel good. I mean, it sucks. I hate Aaron Rodgers. I hate losing Aaron Rodgers. But it feels good to have a little bit of hope, even after a tough loss against against a division rival.
I agree. I prefer Fields as well.
Yeah. Let's hear about the Lions.
Yeah. So the Detroit Lions are 0-6, the only remaining team in the league without a win. I didn't think it'd be this bad. I knew it'd be bad. And here's why, because this is like the first year of our rebuild, and this isn't like in any ordinary, rebuild. I feel like this is like revolutionary. Like we took out so many just staff. It's not really just players. Like, I mean, we wiped our GM, our coach, our OC, our DC, like everyone's gone, right? So all new people. Didn't think it'd be 0-6 though. But I mean, that's the Lions curse for you.
I mean, I think you guys did a little much on the player side of it. Like giving up Jones, like letting Jones Jr. walk and Galladay walk is kind of tough.
Yeah, that hurts.
But I'm still with you. I mean, it's a rebuild.
But it's part of the rebuild. I mean, you can't just keep those guys around while you do a half rebuild. Like, nah, that's silly. I'd rather be, a playoff team in 2023 than be 7-9, or it's like, what is it, 7-10 now?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm pretty sure in like the post game interview, I'm pretty sure a reporter asked, Dan Campbell, how do you feel about Goff? Is he still your go-to starter? I'm pretty sure he responded with, we will evaluate all of our options week to week.
Yeah, I mean, I saw a video of him saying, like, Jared needs to step up.
I didn't see that, but I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
Lines.
I mean, MCDC's pissed off. He's passionate about this football team.
Yeah, which he should be.
He should be.
He should be pissed off at Goff because Goff is costing you guys games. This game, probably not. But the Bengals are a good football team.
They're a good team, but
you can definitely look at a couple games this year. I mean, the Vikings, the Ravens game. Like, you can look at some of those games and be like, we definitely should have done more and won.
Yeah. And so I mean,
a heavy point. You can point the finger there.
There really were no pros in this game, and we pretty much just got manhandled all game. Had no spark in the offense. Only, I think the only touchdown we had was, garbage time for Swift, which saved the day for fantasy owners. Fantasy owners are still like starting Swift every week. So
I mean, I am. I got him.
Yeah.
I'm rolling
So
with him.
even in a horrible game like that, he can still sneak away with 15 points. So that's probably the only pro. I mean, I wrote down I wouldn't mind if we got a few wins just because as a Lions fan, I like watching my football team win.
Yeah,
But at the
that's
same
understandable.
and I want that for MCDC because I know how passionate he is about this team. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind just completely tanking and being the first team to go in 17. I wouldn't mind that just so we can solidify that first pick and have 2 first round picks going into the next year, another first round pick in 2023. So, I mean, you can't get any further. You can't hit we're already at rock bottom, right? We can't go any lower. So it's it's hard, but I'm dealing with it a lot better than I thought I would, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Being 0-6, I thought I would be a lot more sad, but I'm really
yeah.
not. So,
And I wrote down these questions because I wanted to ask and I wanted to get your take. So, couple questions and just answer them one at a time or all together if you need. When do changes need to be made? What changes need to be made? Is there any hope within the Lions fan base? Is there anything to look forward to? Is there any signs of light that you're seeing as a Lions fan?
I mean, changes, honestly, like I kind of just I reiterate, not really, because we know it's a lost cause at this point. You know, there's no
Yeah.
coming back from 0-6 and being a playoff team. That just won't happen. So changes, not really. Um, maybe in the off season changes, but mid season, no changes. I don't really know what you mean by is there hope for the Lions fan base? Can you
Is there
explain?
any so not is there hope for the Lions fan base? Is there hope within the Lions fan base? Like, do you guys have hope that the team is going to is going to get better?
Oh, we always have hope.
Okay.
Always. There's
Okay.
never that's the thing
That's
about
fair.
Lions fans. We always have hope,
Yeah.
which, it's a good thing. So I think there's hope. Like I said, we're with that Stafford trade, we got a lot of picks coming up. So that's something to look forward to. And we just got to get better. I mean, that's really all it is. Jared Goff needs to get out of there. We need to
Yeah.
use
Are you seeing any signs of light anywhere on your team right now?
Yeah, we have a very good offensive line, pretty young offensive line too. Penei Sewell's a beast. Frank
Yeah.
Ragnow is a all pro. So Taylor Decker's coming back. So we got a really good O line. Swift is really good. If we can keep Jamal Williams for another few years, that's a great 1-2 punch. So I think the running game is really good. And if we can just build some more pieces around, I don't want to say Goff, but if it's going to be Goff, build some more pieces around him as far as receivers and things like that. So there's light. It's dim right now, but there's light. So
I think a lot of people are also going to ignore the fact that you guys lost Cephas last week.
we haven't had Cephas the past 2 weeks. So
Was it the past 2 weeks?
yeah.
Gotcha. I thought he played last or 2 weeks ago and then went out. That's my
Well,
bad.
he might have played. I think he went down in the first quarter though, so
Yeah.
he didn't
Yeah.
do much.
But still, is what I'm saying. Like, he was still producing well in the first 4.
And it's sad to say that Cephas is our best receiver, but he's actually
Yeah.
good. He's gonna
Like,
be
he would make a great wide receiver 2 or wide receiver 3 for any organization in the league.
yeah. I could see him having like Kenny Galladay type,
Yeah.
output. So
The thing is, you need to find the next Calvin Johnson to go with that.
yeah.
Which, who knows? Maybe that's in the next
Which
draft.
won't
What picks
happen.
do you guys have?
Well, we're getting a first rounder, which we got
Okay.
from the Rams, and then
Uh-huh.
we'll probably have the first overall, which is how it's
I mean,
looking.
that's-
So
2 good spots. One obviously to start the draft, and then
And-
middle back of the pack, first round.
right, and the Rams pick is probably gonna be like what 30 to 31, depending on if they trade during the draft or not. So
I don't know if it'll be that far down.
maybe not. I have no idea.
I'd
Something
put him somewhere around 25, but still same concept.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. Well,
do you guys
yeah.
have any next year after?
We have a 2022 and a 2023 first round pick.
Gotcha. I mean, that's going to be huge.
Exactly.
Like, it's kind of it. And is MCDC the guy?
I think so.
Cool.
I think so. I mean,
I think that's going to be the toughest thing is like, how can you turn around and be like, oh, yeah, like we need to, like, it's definitely going to be tough for anybody to look at your team and go, you just went 0-17 and you're not firing your head coach.
Yeah, but
at the same time, like
just
like I said,
you
like
threw him in the
Goff,
fire. So
you threw him in the fire. You just handed him no Stafford. You got no receivers. You got a decent running back core with Swift and I'd say a good running back core with Swift and Williams. A good O line and like a decent defense, a little below average. Like
defense is pretty bad, but
yeah,
that's something
it's
we
tough.
can improve
I mean,
on.
There's exactly. There's plenty to improve on. You guys have plenty of tools to do it. I'm sure there's plenty of fucking cap space.
Gotta be right. There's gotta be.
You can't have all these dog shit players and not have cap space.
Yeah. So yep. There's like
so let's roll into some of the big games. Monday Night Football. Bills at Titans. I expected the Bills to win.
Yeah, I did too.
But Derrick Henry, man, fuck.
Yeah, he's he's just an animal, bro. Man,
he's so fucking good.
21-43, 3 tutties. I think that's
insane, dude.
I think that's his second 3 tutty game of the year too.
Yeah,
maybe third. Yeah. I don't even know.
I think in the last 6, he's only had one game without a touchdown, and he had like 155 yards in that game.
I mean, yeah.
So
that's what leads me into the next thing. That's why Tannehill isn't throwing up any numbers because he doesn't need to, right?
No, yeah.
Derrick Henry just carries the offense. I mean, you have Julio, AJ Brown. You have some stud receivers, but you don't need to use them if Henry's just going to run you over.
Exactly. It's like, who cares?
So
there you go.
It was a great football game. Josh Allen went off for 353, 3 touchdowns. He had a pick. Stephon Diggs finally came out of his shell. I mean, it only took 7 weeks, 6 weeks.
I'm so fucking pissed.
Yeah,
I had a chance. I had a small chance.
Yeah.
It just didn't go my way.
Yeah, in case anyone doesn't know, I beat Mike in 2 fantasy leagues.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough. I'm staring a Waffle House challenge in the face right now. Yeah, I got to figure it the fuck out.
That you are.
I don't have a QB2. What do you want me to do?
I got Garoppolo. Want to trade? I got Garoppolo. I got Jimmy G.
We'll talk about this later. Because I had Jimmy G and I had to release him because he got hurt. Just like I had to do with the other 4 quarterbacks I've had at QB2 right now.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the game was back and forth for the most part. But then, just to cut to the chase a little bit, the Bills went for it on 4th down on the Tennessee 2-yard line. Instead of kicking
what was the score at that time? What was the score at that point?
It was 34-31.
Wow.
Yeah. So they instead of kicking the field goal to tie it up, McDermott said, "Nope, I'm gonna hand the ball to my best player and see if we can win this football game." And honestly, it looked like he slipped. To me, he did a little QB sneak on the goal line. It looked like he slipped, but then again, I mean that the Titans did a really good job of stacking the box.
That's such a stupid call. Like,
but
you have a good offense. If you can receive the ball first, just go.
So you would kick it.
You kick it and go to overtime, and you hope that you win that coin toss because your offense can score a touchdown.
Yeah, I sway the other way. I sway the other way. I think, in today's NFL, if you have a player like Josh Allen, I want to win this football game. I don't want to maybe win this football game. I want to win this football game. So I like the call from Sean McDermott. It just didn't, fall their way. So
I don't know, man. 4th and 2 or 4th and goal from the 2, just kick it. Make it, there's no reason to lose that game right there. Kick it and live to fight a little bit longer. Like, they have a good defense. See if
they do a really good defense.
Make one stop. One big stop. That's all you needed. So let's rewind even further back in time. The London game. Little 9:30 a.m. football. Can't beat it. Again. The Jags own London. I don't think
Yeah.
anybody can beat the Jags in London.
I wish we had a contract with London. That'd be sweet. Like the Lions.
Yeah, like maybe
'Cause
you
it-
guys could be the Jags and go in 0-5 and win. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Dude, yeah, I mean, honestly, like
Yeah.
you're
I just
leaving me
gotta.
speechless because you're it's perfect timing and you're doing really well. So
I know.
I'm proud of you.
I know. Thank
You're
you.
not trying too hard. It's
Yeah.
just
No. Yeah. The Jags won this one 23-20. It was competitive the whole way. Jags were up 17-13 early in the third. Dolphins answered back early in the fourth, 20-17 through the rest of the fourth quarter. Jags go down, 3:40 left in the game. Matt Wright bangs a 54-yarder. Turn around, get the ball back. Bang a 53-yarder to win it, man. This was crazy. Tua had a good game, 329, 2-1. Gesicki, 8 and 115. That's insane. Gesicki has done like nothing this year, too.
right.
Jalen Waddle, breakout game. I think he's on our bench this week for the casuals. It's kind of a tough day.
Whatever, dude.
10 catches, 70 yards, 2 tutties. James Robinson, great day. 17 touches, 75 yards, 1 tutty. 3 catches out of the backfield for 28 yards. Marvin Jones Jr. finally had his breakout for the Jags. 7 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown. And then player of the game, dude. Player of the game. Matt Wright. 3 for 3, 54 to tie it, 53 to win it. Kicked a 40-yarder early in the game. He's a rookie, and he had 1 attempt coming in this game. He was 0 for 1.
Damn, really?
Came in, bang, 3 field goals. One of them should not have went in. I don't know if you were watching the game.
Oh, I watched the back half when I woke up.
If the upright is here, right, and I'm going to do this in mirror, the ball's coming from here. It was all the way over here, and then just cuts. Just cut right in and snuck in.
You played the slice, dude.
Yeah, he's a righty.
Oh.
It stuck out. He just cut it hard. I love it. I forget the golfers say cut when it's when it's like a fade or a slice, because with baseball we say a cut is like you yank it. So it's so weird.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
I would just call it rolling over.
Yeah.
Right.
Vikings and Panthers, 34-28. Largest lead didn't come until the fourth. It was just a competitive game. They went to overtime. I think the Panthers scored twice on their last two possessions to tie it up.
Yeah.
They had to go for 2, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I mean the receivers were just dropping every single pass from Darnold. Like Robbie Anderson could not get his head out of his ass.
Nothing for me.
No.
I hate that.
They were all dropping passes.
Yeah. And then they went down it. Vikings got the ball and scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
Pissed I benched Thielen this week, and I deserve to be shot in the street for it.
I noticed that. I was like, is he? I mean, I know Thielen had an off week, but is he really?
No, dude,
that's his.
Right, he had 3 straight off weeks, and back-to-back weeks he had less than 4 targets. I'm like, dude, no. Especially with the way Pittman, Brown, and Pittman, Brown.
He played Julio
was back, and then McLaurin. Like, I didn't think I needed to have Thielen in there, but Thielen would have made that game competitive. Cowboys Pats was crazy competitive for no reason.
Yeah, I thought the same. I thought the Cowboys were kind of gonna roll them over. But.
We like to go big games, too close for comfort, ass beatings. Both of these games, the Cowboys and Pats and Seahawks and Steelers, can go right into this too close for comfort category too, if we wanted them to. I mean, 35-29 against New England
and OT.
And what's crazy is Dak had 445, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. CeeDee Lamb had 9 catches for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. But like they just got all over it with the the Pats just were all over it. Damian Harris, 18 rushes, 101 yards and a touchdown. I'm assuming this is Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon Diggs had another pick 6, bro.
That's for New England, right?
No.
Dallas.
He's on the Cowboys.
I honestly did not know who he was for.
Yeah, he's on the Cowboys.
I was not doing good math in my head there.
He's depoy right now.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I gotta start watching games more carefully. Dak got banged up with an injury.
Yeah. It shouldn't be anything serious because he already said after the game, he said, "I'll be fine, trust me." But it was like
Because that always means that he's fine.
I think it was just a little calf injury kind of thing.
Okay, that's not bad.
But yeah, no, he'll
But
be
yeah,
fine.
you just that's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Went
and
to
then it
OT, Pats get first punt, walk off TD for CD Lamb. That's such a bad game. That's actually a bad game for Dallas.
Yeah, I'm not really, dogging the Patriots that much. So like, I don't think they're a bad football
I
team.
don't think they're a bad football team. I just think that the Cowboys were starting to set themselves at that rate of like they're gross. Like they were starting to get into that category of being a really good football team. And I think this holds them back a little bit.
Maybe a little bit.
Seahawks and Steelers made for a great Sunday night.
Yes, it did.
It should not have been.
Yeah, well,
Geno
it
Smith
shouldn't,
should not be
considering- Yeah.
in a spot to beat you.
But then again, the Steelers aren't great either, and we know that they're not great. They have a really
Fair.
good defense, but they're still not great.
I saw it put perfectly by the dude who does the Bust Anonymous for fantasy on TikTok. He goes, Chase Claypool and Deontay Johnson were in there. And he goes, look, I know you have a geriatric patient for a quarterback, but like you still got to do something. So, I mean, that's right there. Those are two good receivers who are dealing with
Yeah, they don't,
bullshit
don't
from
really
Big
got it
Ben.
going. Big Ben's doesn't
Hey,
really have it going this year.
Najee is gross, and I mean, 24 carries for 81 yards, 6 catches for 46 and a touchdown. Like,
Yeah, Najee is this is what I wanted to compare it to. He, to me, is like Matt Forte in his prime. Like just handles every single touch, every single down he's in there, and he's good and he's being productive. I think he's a Matt Forte in his prime. That's my comparison for
Love it.
Najee.
love it.
It's pretty accurate because I mean Matt Forte
Yeah.
was a 3-down back, was in there every snap pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
And
he
handled
was
the workload really well.
yeah, he handled it really well.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great comp.
Thank you.
TJ Watt got his contract's worth.
1,000%.
Forced
Yeah.
fumble in OT. Boswell bangs the game winner. That's huge, man. It's huge.
He's a
Alex
beast, man.
Collins was also really good in this one for the Seahawks.
Yeah,
20
he
touches,
was.
101 yards, and a touchdown. That's a good game.
You love
Especially
to see
stepping up
that.
in Chris Carson's spot.
Yeah. But he's banged up with a hip injury now too.
Oh,
so
man, dude. Seahawks just can't catch a break. Seahawks and Giants are in the same boat right now.
they can never catch a break, bro.
Yeah. Too close for comfort. I had Bucks and Eagles. It just the Bucks are too good for even like it to just become like a garbage time kind of thing. Like 28-14, and then all of a sudden it's 28-22. I just put it as like it just didn't feel right. Like they should have scored more and they shouldn't have allowed 22 points. Even if
I
it was
understand.
garbage time. They
But,
definitely
you
should have
know-
scored more. They definitely should have scored more.
You know how it is though when you're up 28-7 and you're just
Yeah,
playing
it's tough.
kind of prevent. You're playing
Yeah. Yeah.
soft.
I threw him in there because I didn't really know where to put him. Was the big thing. It wasn't a good game, and the rest of the games of the week were ass beatings. So like I had to put these two games somewhere.
It's fair.
Speaking of the second game, Raiders at Broncos. 34-23. I mean 34-24. Raiders win. It was a garbage time TD, but the Broncos should have been in this game. It was 3 pretty bad interceptions from Teddy Two Gloves over there. So what I said was like the defense stepped up, but they also didn't, if that makes sense. Like
what the Raiders or Broncos defense?
The Raiders. Like Teddy still had like 350 and 3 touchdowns, I think. Or 2 touchdowns or something like that. Like that's still you just shouldn't be letting the Raiders defense, and I understand the circumstances too, just shouldn't be letting that happen, in my opinion.
I don't
It's kinda
know.
tough.
I enjoyed it. I started the Raiders defense.
There you go. Not bad. Okay, let's roll through these ass beatings. Okay, because it was
Yeah.
just a shit show for the league.
It really was.
Texans went into Indy, got their asses handed to them. 33-31 Colts. Wentz had 223 yards, two tutties. Jonathan Taylor is doing this Derrick Henry type shit where he didn't do anything for the first 4 weeks of the season, and then all of a sudden he's just popped off the last two.
I don't know where that's coming from.
14 touches, 145 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Colts D was on fire. 2 picks, 1 fumble recovery, 2 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss.
Jonathan Taylor's that's an ass beating. Yeah, he's pretty good at football, I'd say.
Yeah, it'll work. Rams and Giants, man.
Yeah, it's just
fucking DJ is back.
DJ is terrible. He's not good.
Oh shit! I think he's still concussed.
I was about to say. I think he still doesn't know what planet he's on.
The Rams probably wore blue jerseys to really fuck with him, and there was nothing he could do.
In his head, yeah. Yeah, Stafford rolled.
Yeah, Rams 38, Giants 11. Stafford 251, 4 tutties and a pick. Henderson Jr. 21-78, 1. Cooper Kupp, man, what else is fucking new? Stafford found his favorite target for 9 touches and 130 yards and 2 touchdowns. Pretty sure Robert Woods had one of the other touchdowns too.
He did.
Which is good because you need to get Robert Woods' production up a little bit. Rams D popped off. 3 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, 4 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss. This game was fucking boring. Chiefs at Washington. This game, not the Rams Giants. That's always fun to watch Stafford do what he does. Chiefs at Washington football team. This game sucked.
Yeah, no, it did actually.
Mahomes had 397, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. Mahomes is scaring me. He doesn't look like Mahomes. It's been weird all year.
Yeah.
It's uncomfortable. You said it was what? Darren Williams, right?
For the Chiefs, it's Darrell Williams. Yeah.
Darrell Williams. Mm-hmm. Darrell Williams had a good game. 21 touches, 62 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's a good fantasy day.
It's a great fantasy day.
Pretty shitty production, just a little over 3 yards on yards per carry. Touchdowns.
This game was like
take 12 free points.
It was pretty close throughout most of the game, and it was back into the third and then in the fourth where Mahomes actually started playing football.
Dude, it's just weird. It sucks. Life's not fun when Patrick Mahomes doesn't throw for 500 yards and 6 touchdowns every game with 4 no-look passes.
I don't know. I like to see him struggle sometimes.
Chargers at Ravens. I hated everything about this.
Yeah, we both took Chargers pretty confidently, I think.
Yeah. Lamar, 167 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, 51 yards on the ground. Shitty day for Lamar. Shitty day for Marquise Brown, too. I didn't even put his stats in here. I don't care because I'm hurt and I'm pissed. How do you score 34 points and Marquise Brown does not have a touchdown?
Well, he also drops passes a lot, so.
Fuck, you're right.
He could have dropped a touchdown. Who knows?
Speaking of geriatric, fucking Devontae Freeman, Latavius Murray, Le'Veon Bell all had a touchdown. Le'Veon Bell had 18 fucking yards and a touchdown. Latavius Murray had like 35 yards and a touchdown. Devontae Freeman had 53 yards and a touchdown. Fuck you. Justin Herbert shit the bed. 195 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception. Who the fuck was that guy out there on Sunday? I don't know. That was not Justin Herbert. It was a fucking replacement.
Their offense was
Shane Falco could have done better. Shane Falco could have done better.
I don't know who that is.
The Replacements, the movie.
Dude,
go fucking watch that. Go fucking watch that.
I don't watch movies.
It's such a good movie. Go watch it. If he does not come back Monday prepared, we're ending this podcast. Cardinals at Browns. This one was fucking crazy too. I did not expect this. The Cardinals were like short-staffed, short player personnel, like because of COVID, but the Browns have some injuries they're dealing with. Like Chubb wasn't there. Kareem got hurt. Like this was crazy, dude. Kyler had 229 and 4 touchdowns. He only had 6 yards on the ground. He had 4 fucking fumbles. He recovered all 4 of them, but he still had 4 fumbles. What is happening?
I didn't know that. It's kind of nuts. AJ Green's a monster, though, huh?
Yeah, dude. AJ Green and Christian Kirk had a good game. I think one of them had like 77 and the other one had like 74. I just wrote they had about 75 and 1 each because they each had a touchdown and they each had around 75 yards. Each had 5 catches too. Christian Kirk had 8. Christian Kirk had 8 targets. AJ Green had 7. DeAndre Hopkins, though, the best receiver in the league, had 4 targets, 3 catches, 55 yards, 2 of them in the fucking end zone.
I mean, who else would you throw it to?
Fantasy owner's dream. Fantasy owner's dream.
Yeah, I mean, I picked the Cardinals, I believe. I think you picked the Browns.
I did. Because it was, at the time, it was a good pick. Then Chubb got ruled out after that episode. Then Baker, got hurt mid-game and was bouncing in and out. It just turned into a shit show. It's stuff that you can't predict. Arizona's defense, though, popped off. 1 interception, 2 fumble recoveries, 5 sacks, 6 tackles for a loss.
Yeah, that's a great
game. Speaking of ass beatings, we're going to finish the episode right here.
Okay.
Both of our teams should have been here.
Oh, 1,000%.
1,000%. I mean, 24-14 is not crazy. I wouldn't call it totally an ass beating.
Well, 34-11 or whatever the hell it was is pretty bad against the Bengals.
No, yeah. You guys definitely, but I feel like we deserve to be here just because Rodgers absolutely just kind of stuck his foot up our ass and said, come on.
He owns you guys.
But here's what I said. Both of our teams should be here, but we're not diving into our teams getting manhandled. Good for Rodgers and the Pack offense. Good for Burrow and Cincinnati. Might be legit. We don't care. All right.
Don't give a fuck.
With that, follow, subscribe.
Yes.
Share the podcast on Spotify. Share with all your friends. You can ride in the car and listen to it. Also, if you're listening to it in your car with other people in the car, have them listen to it on silent.
That's a great idea.
Just so
I would do that.
We get the extra play.
I would do that for you guys. I would.
Yeah, we would do it for you in a heartbeat. Okay. A little bit of intent here. A little bit of intent, people. Help us out.
All right. That'll conclude.
Have a great day. Just watch the next video. We're literally recording right after this. Watch the next video. It's going to be fun. It's going to be shorter. Enjoy yourselves. Have a great weekend. If you're a Bears fan, good luck this week. We play Tampa Bay. It's not going to be fun for any of us. If you're a Lions fan,
just go play golf.
Go play golf.
That's what
schedule
I
a
would
tee
do.
time. If you guys play at 1, schedule a tee time for 1. If you play at 4, schedule
Take
a tee time and then just go get too drunk to watch football afterwards.
Adios.
Yeah. See you guys.
Deuces.
Have a good one.
Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side. Know that they ride or die. I keep boys by my side.
Day we hustle, but the night we
Know that they ride or die.